sir, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy D Nolly, aka Don Squally, and in today's video we are back at it with another Forza Horizon 4 build video. So if you guys can probably tell from the title, we're probably gonna be wrecking something today, man. We got a request from Tyler Gaming, and he wants to see that Whistlin Diesel R8 build. Now, if you guys were tuned into, I don't know if it was last week's video, depending on the order that I've been uploading these, we did Chris Rudnick's Miata here, the Hot Boy Miata, and I said we were going to start getting into your requests. So as always, if you guys do have any requests, let me know down in the comment section. But I think what we're going to have to do today is jump into this 2013 5.2 liter Audi Quattro and see if we can replicate that Whistlin Diesel build. Now, for those of you guys who are not familiar with Whistlin Diesel, man, he basically started out buying very expensive trucks, or expensive looking trucks, I should say, and just completely destroying them for the internet. Now, he has bought a couple of cars. I believe he bought the Dukes of Hazzard, Dodge Challenger, and one of the other cars that he bought was this Audi R8. Now, obviously, everybody begging him not to ruin this car. He did a little bit of damage to the front end. Something happened off camera. He said that he hit a fox or something, destroyed the front bumper. Not sure if that's true, but nonetheless, the car underwent a serious transformation after his first couple of videos with this car, installing a twin turbo on this thing, fully building the engine, making 1,400 horsepower. So I think we're going to have to do a couple of mods in order to reach that power number. But nonetheless, that's what we're here to do today. So what we're going to have to do is upgrade the aero. This thing has a front splitter, but I do feel like those canards are a bit much, so we're going to go ahead and pass on those. Now, this thing does also have a wing on it. Looks to be a Lamborghini style wing. Now, if this wasn't a Whistlin Diesel build, I might screw around and throw that thing on there because that looks pretty sick. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and just throw a regular wing on here. That Liberty Walk duckbill actually looking pretty sick as well. So let's go ahead and throw that on there. Now comes time for the wheel and tire setup. Now, when you're rocking 1,400 horsepower, you need to upgrade the tires to the best tire that you can get in a game. So we're going to go ahead, do the compound as well as the tire diameter here. And not exactly sure what wheels are on this thing, so I'm just going to skim through a couple of options until I find something that looks similar. So I think we're going to go with these Wed Sport TC 105s here, almost identical to the wheel that Whistlin has on his R8, and I think that's going to be a good fit for this build. Now I'm going to go ahead and adjust the wheel diameter ever so slightly, nothing too crazy. And I'm also going to flush out the wheels as best I can here, adding some spacers on both the front and the back. I think that's looking pretty good right there. Next up, we're going to jump into the drivetrain. Now, I'm going to upgrade the clutch on this thing as well as the transmission, just to get a little bit faster shifts to keep up with the horsepower we're going to be throwing at this car. And then I'm also going to adjust the differential just so I can you know, mess around, maybe put a little bit more power to the rear wheels and get some drifting happening here. Now, what I do want to do is completely slam this car and give it a little bit of camber. Now, I'm kind of torn on whether I should go with the drift springs and dampers or the race springs and dampers. I think we're going to go with the race springs and dampers and just make our own adjustments. I'm also going to upgrade the anti-roll bars, both front and back. Now, I'm not going to install a roll cage or do any weight reduction on this car because I think the power to weight ratio is going to be good enough. Next up, we're going to do our best to make 1,400 horsepower on this car. And that means we're going to need to be right around 1,000 kilowatts. So we're just going to start upgrading things and hopefully we can get to that point here. Now, nonetheless, we're going to be fully maxing out this vehicle, so whatever the number that we're left with here is pretty much going to be where it sits going forward here. And with that being said, we're only at 670 kilowatts, which is only about 900 horsepower. So we're not going to be able to put that 1,400 horsepower figure in the title of the video, but You know what? I think this thing's going to be plenty fast. And now that we got all of that out of the way, I think the only thing left to do is paint this thing. So for those of you guys who are subscribed to Whistlin Diesel's channel, you will know that this thing was actually painted like a matte black, almost a satin black. But for those of you guys who are subscribed to Adam LZ's channel, well, you'll know that now the color is a little bit different. It was actually the video where Whistlin Diesel was at the LZ compound, and you'll know that this thing's almost like a desert sand color now, something like you'd often find on like the Toyota Tundras. No rear bumper, big old titanium twin turbo setup on that thing. But yeah, man, so I think we're gonna try to replicate that color. Now it's gonna take me a minute because it is very unique. There's a lot more green and darkness to it, but then when it shines in certain light, it's almost like a tan. So I'm gonna fine tune the color here, see if I can get it somewhat close, and I'm gonna get back to you guys when I find something that I think looks good. And with a little bit of fine tuning, you guys can check out the numbers on the side there. I'm pretty comfortable with this color here. Now the sun's hitting it from a few different angles, and I think that's going to be good for this build. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the car. Now this thing does have the carbon fiber mirrors, which Whistlin Diesel also has. The wheels, the only thing I'm going to do is paint these gloss black. I don't know, the stock color is almost like a gunmetal there. So we're going to go ahead and black out these wheels, and then obviously tint the windows. And now that we're finished with the paint job on this thing, we're going to save that to the current car and hit the road. Now obviously we were unable to get that full 1400 horsepower out of this 2013 Audi R8, but I think we got the color looking pretty good here. We still have a substantial amount of power, so I think we should see what the all-wheel drive can deliver here. We're just going to take a rip. Obviously not in reverse, was in the wrong gear there. Now it's been a minute since we played some Forza Horizon on the channel. You guys know that I've been playing quite a bit of 3D tuning recently. It's just a little easier for me to make those kind of builds, but I know, you can't really do these YouTuber builds on 3D tuning. Just doesn't have the same kind of level of customization here. Now you'll notice we got a lot of AI drivers here. It's because we're playing offline. Had to switch the seasons, play offline so I could switch the seasons here in order to rock this thing and get the full potential of the Audi R8 here, because and I like to keep it authentic too. Like, I know Whistlin Diesel, he's done a couple of videos on his channel in winter, but I'm not going to take an R8 out in the winter time. Same with people that live in like Florida, when I do like Rudnick builds, or I don't know, it's been a while since we've done a lot of YouTuber builds, but I like to keep it relative usually to where that person lives. So if they live in like California, LA, things like that, I like to either drive in fall, spring, which I know that those places don't have, but it's or summer, of course. It's just a little bit better than actually just rocking it out in winter. It's a little more realistic, makes the screenshots a little more realistic. Funny enough though, we're in the mountains here, and I'm visually seeing snow, which is kind of ironic since I had to play offline in order not to see the snow. But nonetheless, the roads are dry, and this thing performing like a beauty. Going off the road in that speed zone. Yeah, kind of botched that, but I thought that was another road there. But, we're doing the kinds of things, I guess you could say, that Whistlin Diesel does with his cars. I mean, absolutely ripping on them, driving them off the road. If you guys seen those Toyota Hilux builds, you will actually know that, well, he's been doing quite a number on that thing. Rolled the thing, like, the first, I think, 2 minutes of the first video where he was actually doing the testing, completely rolled the thing. And well, as of me making this video, that thing's still kicking. But I'm pretty confident with the way this thing performs. This is an absolute monster. I think the only thing left to do here is we're going to head back to the city, get a halfway decent backdrop for our thumbnail here. And as we usually do around this time in the video, put an end to this one. So if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button if you guys want to see more. I know we did get a couple requests for some Adam LZ, specifically the S15, the FD drift car. So if you guys want to see that, drop some some requests down in the comments section. But I think for this thumbnail, now that I'm looking at it, we're probably better off in the sunlight. And of course, it's starting to rain, man, when I'm trying to take that thumbnail. That is not cool. But we're gonna get it in before the rain actually comes here. And yeah, this thing, absolute ripper, man. If you guys want to get a legit build, definitely follow the specs in this video, because that's what I make these for. Ultimately, if you guys build any one of my cars, some people drop in the comment section, say they're really enjoying the builds. Let me know, man. I'm interested to see if you guys find these builds, as useful as I do. But with that being said, I'm thinking we are gonna put an end to this video. So yeah, man, I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and as always, we're gonna catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace. Recovery of a lifetime. Oh fuck! Oh no! Oh fuck! Yeah, just keep on rolling there. Yeah. Don't worry about the race or anything.